It's actually a gift from God. From which if we learn Bhagavad Gita, then we are going to get many knowledge. Knowledge in the sense it's not, it's like inner knowledge. For example, wisdom. Wisdom is actually inner knowledge. Like we learn how to be fearless, how to not get attached to things, and many more things.
Very good. So you have something different to say?
You learn many moral values, and which still works out in your daily life.
Very good.
Maybe we can pass it on to others, and we can still continue the Bhagavad Gita further.
So what is the one thing which in Bhagavad Gita which affected you most? One teaching of Bhagavad Gita which changed your life? Lot. Raise your hands first. Okay. Omkara meditation. What did it do? What happened?
It was calm and peaceful.
Very peaceful? Very good.
More, to be detached from things. To be detached from things.
So how did it affect you?
It's like for me, first it was my exams, like my exam result. Once, like if I'm attached to my result, so I'll keep thinking about it. Wherein I'll spend my whole time just thinking about it without putting any effort. So if we are detached to it, and if we just have the desire to get whatever we want, then I think we can work more hard. So detachment in that way helps.
Very good. Very good. Yes. You.
Third eye meditation helped me a lot.
So?
I was very scared of the exams, and because I won't read before, so now I can concentrate on studies more.
Very good. What about you?
Not getting angry.
Not getting angry. Very good. How did you do that?
I learned how to be more patient.
Very good. Very nice. Okay. Oh, okay.
So, I learned that how to react when people ask anything, or in the bad situation, how to handle.
Give me an example.
Like when my friends were quarreling, I was like, even they were quarreling with me. So, one chance baro patience tarಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ.
Very good.
So, full ನಾನು ಹೆಂಗ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಹೆಂಗ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಹೆಂಗ್ ಜಸ್ಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು.
Very nice. Yes.
Sir, meditation.
Is it? Which meditation?
Which third eye meditation.
How did it help you?
To analyze whatever we read and whatever we studied in the exam.
Give me an example.
In the examinations, when we close our eyes and recall, we remember everything.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, third eye meditation helped me a lot.
How?
I was not reading. I won't read first.
Oh.
First, I'll not read the exam. If I concentrate in school, I'll recall them.
Very good. So in Bhagavad Gita there's one shloka. You repeat with me, and then somebody has to tell me why it's so. I'll tell the meaning. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna.
Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna.
Yatra Patho Dharudhara.
Yatra Patho Dharudhara.
Tatra Shri Vijayor Bhuti.
Tatra Shri Vijayor Bhuti.
Dhruva Matir Mama.
Dhruva Matir Mama.
It means wherever Shri Krishna is there and wherever Arjuna is there, there is always victory. This is the meaning of that. So, what does it mean to you? Okay, raise your hands first. Right? And how it has applicable in your life? Yeah. First, Lisa. What's your name?
Nishmita.
Nishmita.
Wherever there's Krishna, Krishna means Guru for he's the guru for Arjuna. Like he was the one who gave wisdom to Arjuna. So if we have wisdom, and Arjuna represents here his strength and his effort which he puts. So if there's God's blessings with our effort, then there will be success. Like we can find out success.
Okay.
It is applicable. Like for example, I'll take the example of our exams only. If we put effort and only if we have blessings of our God, can we get 100% result? Otherwise, if we just tell that my effort is all more than enough, I don't need God's blessings and all, then obviously
What if you don't get 100% result?
we have to accept it. Maybe somewhere our effort was less.
That's also blessing of God. Okay, accepting peacefully also is blessing of God.
Yeah.
So, if you accept success and failure equally, then you will never fail. All right? Understand? Because you continue. Right? Or somebody becomes depressed if a failure, then he'll fail. Then he can't continue. So success and failure you have to accept equally. Then you'll be always successful in life. Somebody keeps on crying, oh, I failed. Then I'm finished, over.
Sir, it means that without Guru, there is no success in our life. We need the guidance of the Guru. We need to help. We need the help of the Guru, so we can get the success.
Yes. Yeah. You. What's your name?
Riti.
Riti.
Driti.
Driti. Driti means what? Courage. Okay.
Sir, wherever God's blessing is there, we be successful.
Very good. You can ask me one question. Anybody? You have to ask a question which I don't know. Answer. You want to ask a question? What is the essential teaching of Bhagavad Gita? Right? The summary of teaching of Bhagavad Gita. If you want to say Bhagavad Gita, somebody asks you, in 3 lines you tell summary of Bhagavad Gita. What is that? 3 lines.
We know about Krishna.
Raise your hand first. Yeah, who is raise your hand first, then we'll ask. How many people? 3. Okay, let's start with you. Summary. Right? What is Bhagavad Gita teaching? You also. Okay.
We have a treasure inside, which is peace, security, and happiness, which we think it is somewhere which we don't know and we need it.
Okay.
We don't know it is inside. So, Bhagavad Gita will help us to know that peace is there.
Very good.
Bhagavad Gita is a book which has enlightenment.
Enlightenment, what is that?
To be one with God.
To be one with God. Okay. Very good.
To have wisdom.
Wisdom.
And to be divine.
Wow.
One thing, 3 points is there. One thing is about dharma. We get to know more things about dharma. We should always stand by the side of dharma, and we shouldn't stand by the side of a dharma. Second, we have to be happy within ourselves. We shouldn't find happiness somewhere outside. It is always within us, and we should always be within us. We shouldn't depend on other things. Third, it is again how to be detached from things.
By learning Bhagavad Gita, we can know the values and the teachings of Krishna and implement into our life and be as divine and peaceful as Krishna.
So in whole of Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, in whole of Krishna's life, Krishna never got angry. Okay, he never was sad also. There are only 2 occasions he got angry. Do you know which one? One occasion he got angry, and other occasion he got sad. The occasion, wow, which one?
Sir, one location he got angry means the fight of Arjuna and Kauravas and Pandavas. Arjuna was fighting with Karna. He told, I'll leave this match. I'll not play this match. So
Who said so?
Arjuna said,
Okay.
I'll leave this match. I cannot play.
Okay.
He told. Then Sri Krishna got angry.
Why?
Sir, he came still here and he told Krishna to fight.
Wow, very good. Okay, so there are two occasions that Krishna got. One occasion Krishna got sad, and another occasion Krishna got angry. Krishna never actually always smiling. Even people are ready to kill him, he will not get there. One occasion was Krishna. Krishna was the charioteer, right? So Bhishma shoots arrows at Krishna and hurts him badly. Then Krishna gets angry and takes his Sudarshan Chakra and says, "I'll kill you." That's one occasion. Okay. So second occasion is Bhishma was dying. Bhishma was lying on the bed of arrows. So he was dying. At that time, Krishna felt sad. Only two occasions in Bhagavad, entire Mahabharata. So first tell me, why did Krishna got angry when Bhishma shot arrows at him? Yes, boys. What's your name?
Sir,
Badri. Oh, okay. Tell me.
Sir, he shot the arrow at Krishna.
That's why he got angry. But Krishna never gets angry. Krishna is always peaceful.
Sir, he's peaceful. But somebody, example
Bhishma.
Bhishma, he bet a shot to Krishna.
Wow.
He got very badly hurt, so he got.
Wow.
He had promised Arjuna that he will be the charioteer for him, and because Bhishma shot arrows at him, he got angry that like he can't fulfill his promise.
Who can put Krishna? See, Krishna never gets angry. But still he got angry. Why? So Krishna before Mahabharata war had made a vow that he will never take Sudarshan Chakra. That means he will not participate in the war. Okay. Why?
Because he was the charioteer. He was not supposed to.
No. He said, I am not a participant in the war. This war is between Kauravas and Pandavas. Okay. I don't want to participate in the war. I am not going to fight. So I will not take up my Sudarshan Chakra. Okay. But Bhishma took a vow that I will make Krishna take Sudarshan Chakra. Okay. So he shoots arrows at Krishna, hurts him badly. So then Krishna got angry. Did he? He didn't get angry at all. He showed as if he has anger. Okay. Then took Sudarshan Chakra to keep the words of Bhishma, dropping his own words. So the God goes to the level of missing his own promise to help fulfill the devotee's promise. That is the love of God for devotee. Okay? So for devotee's promise, Krishna had to show anger. Okay? He didn't get angry. He can never get angry. He showed anger. Okay? So now, one time, Bhishma was lying in a bed of nails. And Krishna felt sad because he is dying. So why so? How can Krishna feel sad? Yes.
He is a very good guru, and because of his
Who is very good guru?
Bhishma,
Huh.
because he chose the adharma side, he died. So he was
So why did Krishna get sad? Was
Yes.
sadness real or only showing?
real.
Okay, very good.
The sadness was real because Bhishma was a very great devotee of Krishna. So Krishna got sad when Bhishma was dying.
Who else? Somebody else to the hand? Nobody? See, Krishna felt sad not because Bhishma was dying. Okay. Anyway, people will die. Mahabharata, so many people have died. So no need to worry about somebody dying. Right? But he was sad because Bhishma was one of the wisest persons, none of that time. So he was dying without passing his wisdom to somebody else. So dying doesn't matter. But wisdom has to be passed on to somebody so that the wisdom will continue. That is how the Guru's teaching will happen. Right? So Guru will pass on the wisdom to somebody so that wisdom doesn't die. Guru dies. The body dies. You understand? But wisdom which will help people, wisdom which will bring peace to people has to be passed on. You understand? So that's why physical death is not a problem. Devotee dying is not a problem. Right? What is problem? Passing on the knowledge. Bhishma didn't have time to pass on the wisdom to somebody else. Okay? So wisdom is very important. Okay? Right? So everything we learn at our home, okay? So everything we learn from somebody, right? So mother will teach you cooking, okay? School teacher will teach you science. Okay? So if there's no teacher, there's no learning will continue. Learning will stop. Yeah? There's no way you can learn, right? So what happens? The education will go. Yeah? Now the problem is the education about God, if it stops, then people will have disturbance. Right? They will have, mind will become disturbed. So to make sure that education of people continues over all generations, more than 10,000 years back onwards, more than 10,000, I don't know how many thousand years back, onwards, wisdom is passed on from one generation, Guru to Shishya, Shishya to again next. Like that it goes on. Continuously, you imagine 10,000 years, 15,000 years, it goes on. This is what's called Guru Parampara. Okay. So our Guru Parampara system is so strong. Foreigners attacked India. Okay, they try to create disturbance. If you have gone to North India, you'll see most of the temples are destroyed, devastated. Okay, right? The whole purpose is the invaders, they wanted to destroy the faith of the people. They wanted to destroy faith of the people so that the people will become slaves. So you get courage, you get strength when you get the knowledge of God. Then you will not fear anybody. Right? Like Arjuna. Arjuna fought Kauravas because he gets strength from God. When the strength from God is there, there's no fear at all. So that's why they want to destroy it. That's why when India was invaded, first they burnt Nalanda University. Have you heard of that?
Yes.
Right? For Nalanda University, people from 120 countries used to come for study.
And even the security guards had to study to be a security guard there.
More than that, actually. So you have no entrance exams, right? All right, entrance exam you have to pass to go to admission. So there, if somebody wants to go inside the university campus, you have to answer 10 questions of security guard. Security guard is the entrance. Okay, the principal of the college, to become the principal of that college, somebody has to be mastering 100 subjects. 100 subjects, not just know. Okay, you understand? Unlike today, the knowledge is not just knowing. They have to study once, remember it, and they should be able to answer all the questions. Right? So, such was the university. Then what happened when the foreigners attacked India? Obviously, they wanted to destroy the education system in India. They burnt Nalanda University. Okay, so just to burn the books in Nalanda University, it took them 9 months. So many books were there. So many students from so many countries used to study. Okay, they killed so many students. Still, the education continued. How did they do? So when this attacked and the students learned that they will burn the university, some of the students took the manuscript, studied them, memorized them, entire thing they kept in memory, and they ran away. See their capability, see their strength, see their memory. Okay, to preserve the knowledge, they ran away with just studying the book once, entire book, memorizing it, and running away from the place to pass on the wisdom to other people. Otherwise, we left with zero knowledge. That was the ability of the students, right? So, because of the effort of those many people, there is still wisdom. Understand? It started Narayana, Shiva, then so many gurus, so many acharyas, they have passed on wisdom. Generations, right? So, this is the tradition of India. And the attacks on India didn't stop. For hundreds and thousands of years, it continued. And it was terrible attacks. It's not simple. And wherever the attack is there, always they attack the education system. The idea is if you attack the education system, so people will not be educated, then they will become slaves. Okay? So that's how they attack it. And whoever teaches anywhere, they kill them. In spite of that, the spiritual education in India continued. That's because of the teaching of Guru Parampara, master to student. They will remember everything. They didn't have notebooks. They can't carry notebooks also, books also, because books also will be destroyed. They carry the entire thing in their memory. They pass it on to others. So, on Guru Purnima, we respect the courage, conviction, the faith of those people who have passed on. It's not that all. The whole country was losing faith because 100 years, 50 years, 20 years, 30 years, 200 years, 300 years rule will make people lose mental balance. It's not easy to be slaves. The education system is destroyed by and large. At that time, there are many gurus who came up. Guru Govind Singh Guru Tegh Bahadur, they not only got realization, they gave courage to people. The army of Mughals is very big. People are scared. Doesn't matter. You have strength of God in you. You have the courage of God in you. Fight the war for Dharma. That's what they taught. That's how Mughal army was chased away. Samartha Ramdas, he gave courage to Shivaji. Shivaji had small number of people, not many big. Mughal army was very big. Shivaji got strength and courage. Once you understand that God is in you, tremendous courage comes. Tremendous strength comes in you. The fear goes. And Shivaji fought in the Mughal army. In South India, the destruction was taking place. South India destruction was prevented by Swami Vidyaranya. He gave strength to Hukka Bukka, and Vijayanagara Empire was built. So that stopped some amount of destruction. Of course, that also collapsed later. Like that, so Guru and Shishya tradition in India has survived for thousands of years. Thousands of years. And that has helped Indians to come out of slavery. No country in the world has been subjected to number of years of war like India. Nowhere in the world, no country in the world has been subjected to about 1,000-year war. Okay, no country in the world, and still survived. The only country which has done that is India. That's because of the grace of gurus. You take any country, Middle East, Syria, Iraq, one war of 5 years, 2 years, 3 years, the country will be completely gone. Nothing will be left. Everything will be powder. Imagine a country facing war for more than nothing less than about 1,000 years. Still surviving, thriving, growing up. It's all because of the Guru, the Master. Then the biggest damage done was to the Indian system was by Macaulay, a British scholar, Britisher. Other people, they destroyed it, they were crude, they were destroyed the education system. Whereas Macaulay came to India and he introduced education system, English-based education system. The whole purpose was to convert Indians into slaves, make them clerks. Okay, he systematically, slowly, he didn't do very drastic attack, right? He didn't do drastic attack because drastic attack people will oppose. So he did it in a very slow way. He replaced gradually Indian education system with the Western, not even Western, British education, so that most of the people will become British slaves. Not the physical slaves, become clerks. So that is most damaging to Indian society. Even as back as 1923, Karnataka state alone had 73,000 Gurukulas in Karnataka. 73,000 Karnataka. That's after British came also. So what they did, one Guru will have some children, he will teach them in his house. So they could not, Macaulay could not destroy that system. So because of that, the state like Karnataka are better educated than some of the other parts of the world, other parts of India. India was in a very bad shape. People had lost total confidence in Indian faith in India, faith in gods, faith in goddesses, faith in divine. because everything is destroyed by Britishers. Then Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa came. He came at the end of at the 19th century. Okay, so he realized God, and he prepared Vivekananda. Vivekananda went and spread the message of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa throughout the world, and gave a lot of courage to Indians. So they started fighting Britishers. So this is how lot of education, spiritual education in India is preserved. Understand? Now, unfortunately today, what's happening is, in your schooling system, the spiritual education is gone. So Britishers did a damage. The modern education system has done more damage. Okay. Why they have done that? Because they say that they want to be secular. Okay. They don't want to teach subjects like Bhagavad Gita, which are universal in nature. Right? Because they don't get votes. Countries like Netherlands have made Bhagavad Gita compulsory for their school children. Everybody has to study. In Germany, education of Sanskrit is compulsory. In India, politicians don't want to encourage anything to do with Hinduism. Unfortunately, Bhagavad Gita is not Hinduism. And Bhagavad Gita is universal in nature. So we are missing that education. Okay. By missing that education, what's happened? Our children, they don't understand real value. Okay. That's why many of the people who are not educated in spiritual education, they become violent. They become unproductive society. They become corrupt. Without a spiritual education, the children becomes corrupt. Okay. It's very difficult. The influences are too many in the modern society. Too many influences. Children don't know. They learn from WhatsApp, they learn from Facebook, they learn from media, and there are a lot of influence in the society which will influence the children in such a way that they move away from the principle of Sanatana Dharma. The attack today is very subtle, not like invaders, and children very easily fall for that. The effect of that is total gradual degradation of the society. If you have to study or learn anything in life, you have to learn as children. After today, the world is after 10th standard, 11th standard, it becomes very difficult for children to learn anything because so much of competition, so much of this thing. So between 9th and 10th, we have to learn many things. That's why we did it in a small effort of teaching Bhagavad Gita to children, Murali, Smita, and many other teachers. Okay. Small effort. And I'm very happy that you got benefit of that. And I'll tell you, you may not know the value of that now. Of course, you know a little bit examination and all. But whatever you learned in these 3 years will protect you, will give you strength, will save you, will help you to become good citizens in the country, probably divine citizens. It's a great work done by Murali and Smita and many other teachers. You will realize the value only as you become older and you start facing trouble in life, difficulties in life. Life is not going to be smooth for anybody. Okay, life will have always ups and downs, always struggle. So in that life, one who has learned Bhagavad Gita, one who has spiritual education, will always become successful. Okay, he will never fail. So today is a day we respect the Guru Parampara, the system of teaching which has passed on from generation to generation. It started with Narayana, Adi Narayana. Adi Narayana taught Vedas to his son Brahmaji. Brahmaji taught it to Rishis. Rishis taught to various teachers, gurus, and it went down all the way to all the people. Not a single point of time in the Indian history, the system of teaching is broken. Whatever foreign attacks happened, whatever wars have taken place, whatever destruction has happened, somewhere people have found a way of continuing forward. Today, modern education of Bhagavad Gita goes back to Swami Chinmayananda. At that time, Bhagavad Gita nobody knows. People know about the Quran, people know about Bible, but they don't know Bhagavad Gita. Swami Chinmayananda single-handedly went across the country teaching Bhagavad Gita to one and all. That's why Bhagavad Gita, at least, today we are able to listen. So this is the system of Guru Parampara. Okay. It is like continuous flow. It's like a river you can think, starting from Himalaya and going all the way Ganges plains, never stopping anywhere. The Jnana Parampara, Jnana, has started from Narayana, Sadashiva. It's not stopping anywhere. Rishis, Sadgurus, Gurus, Acharyas, many people have taken up this. Not only they took this knowledge, they passed it on to others. So, whatever we could do in our little ability, we have passed on some amount of wisdom to you. Hopefully, as you grow up, you will also learn how to take this forward and pass it on to others. Right? It should never stop. So today on Guru Purnima, occasion of Guru Purnima, we offer our prayers to all these people. You don't know how many thousands, how many people, and what all struggles they have gone through to make sure that this system is not destroyed. That's why we made a system called Ghar Ghar Gurukul. My vision is that every house becomes a Gurukul. Gurukul, we have a concept that there is Guru stays somewhere and people come and study there. That's all over, olden days. Now is a day of internet, the day of WhatsApp. So now Gurukul is a place where Guru is in your house. Guru is available to your house through wisdom, the knowledge. So your house becomes Gurukul once you pick up that wisdom and you start teaching, first at least to your family members. Please understand, if you don't share wisdom in your family members, the family will be a disturbed family. Wherever the disturbance in the family is there, please look at their life. They don't have any spiritual background at all. So make your family beautiful, make your surrounding beautiful. So this is where we speak of Ghar Ghar Gurukul. That's where we are working to the best of our ability, begin a little small way. So the God will bless us, and I hope there are thousands of Gurukuls in every house benefiting students, bringing dharma to all the people. You understood the importance of Guru Purnima? Any questions?
Small information. My daughter's school has started Bhagavad Gita as a part of curriculum.
Very good.
This year.
Very nice. Which school is that?
Nanakshi Vidyalaya.
Nanakshi. Okay.
Every
Nanakshi is
week there is one period. And in the assembly also they discuss one shloka with moments.
very good.
And they discuss 1 hour.
Now what happens is Nanakshi is from this butter, right? So they actually, wherever is possible, these people who come from Sanatana Dharma, they do try to implement some of these.
But only this time, this year.
This year, there is not there. So what happened? Other schools, they constantly discourage and also try to actually build wrong ideas about into the children's
Today
mind.
we had parents, teachers, management meeting, and the secretary sir was very clear that this is nothing to do with Hinduism. This is a universal knowledge. So parents will come other religions will also be there.
Right.
So he was trying to convince everyone that this is not to do with Hinduism.
Very good. Yes.
So when Monday and Wednesday we recite Bhagavad.
Where?
In school.
Which school?
Modern public school. Modern public school.
Modern. Very good.
In our college, for every month we have something.
You are in college?
Yeah.
Which college?
St. Joseph.
St. Joseph.
I'm now 11. So every month we have an event called as prayer service, wherein prayer service.
Yes.
So at that time, everyone chants shlokas from Bhagavad Gita. Not everyone, but a person chants shlokas from Bhagavad Gita, tells the meaning of it, and someone tells about Quran, Bible, and all the 7 religions and all their holy books. So they encourage all kind of religion and knowledge as well.
Very nice. Okay. So, yes.
Sir, actually, there is a fine arts in our school called
Fine arts.
called Bharata Darshana.
Uh-huh.
It's about India and Bhagavad Gita. Many students have joined it, and I also joined. It's very good.
Which school is that?
Janakshi.
Oh, Janakshi. Okay, very nice. What is Bharata Darshana? Painting, is it?
Yeah, it's about India and history of India.
History of India. Very nice.
That is also once a week class.
Yes.
Sir, every Tuesday we have Bhagavad Gita.
Ah.
They'll tell us Mahabharata story.
Ah.
We have learned half. We have learned half of the Mahabharata.
Half Mahabharata. It's big. Mahabharata is so big.
Sir, I don't know. But
We learn it.
Ah. Ah.
so they'll tell Mahabharata story
Very good.
and many shlokas.
Very nice. So, can I tell you?